Since September last year, after the governorship election was conducted on the 21st of September, the senator representing Edo Central Senatorial District, Senator Monday Ukpebulu, emerged as the governor of the state. His deputy, then member representing Ovia Federal Constituency, emerged as the deputy governor of the state, Right Honorable Dennis Idahosa. There's been vacancy in Edo Central Senatorial District and Ovia Federal Constituency for the past 8 months. The people of the Senatorial District and the constituency has not enjoyed dividends of democracy because there's been vacancy. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has fixed the date for the by-election scheduled to hold on the 16th of August. In the next 2 days, the people of Edo Central will be going to the poll. The people of Ovia will be going to the poll. The need for a credible election will be our next conversation. And we'll be looking at the umpire and the people as well, the voters, the electorate. How should they vote? Why should they vote? Who should they vote for? The candidates that have the best promises or the candidate that they know will perform the promises, not just making promises. Let's start up that conversation. Still with my guest here in the studio. Shadrach, I'll begin with you. The vacancy has been there for the past 8 months now. Yes. Election has been scheduled to hold. The politicians have started their campaign as usual. We will provide you with this, we'll provide you with that. Because I was telling someone yesterday, we should grow past the age of campaigning with roads in the 21st century Nigeria. It's a normal thing for you to construct road. That is why you say you're going there. I can only be moved by a governor who will move this building, this studio where we are now, move it up and bring it down. He has done something to me. Not constructing roads, it's a normal basic necessities. So let's look at how the campaign has been going. You've been following the campaigns.
Yes, I have followed closely, especially the one in Edo Central, where 3 notable parties affiliated candidates, because the Labour Party Alant was excluded for some reasons. It's the ADC, the PDP, and the APC. And then, but I've looked closely at the candidates. The APC candidates, I've listened to him, and I dare say there's nothing to take home from what he had said. The man has not been able to express himself.
Don't you think you're attacking the personality?
No, I'm just saying what I said.
Personally.
You can play the slip of when the man campaigned and what he said so that people also see if you have any.
Okay.
But from what I've seen in social media, the man, the reality does not have what it takes, personal opinion, does not have what it takes to represent the good people for Edo Central, the federal.
But that was what he said about the person who was there before he became governor.
You also see what the man has been doing as governor. So you also can see if you are proud of him. You see some of the utterances in public.
And the people will be the one to decide.
Of course.
Not me.
But I dare say, Mondo Pebolo is better than the candidate they have brought.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I dare say, my own evaluation. As I have listened to the man repeatedly. But the Bible says, from the abundance of the heart, the man speaketh.
Okay.
And the man, I saw him was speaking that he was going to attract loans, when it was attract loans for traders, that once they have loans, there's going to be peace. This issue of kidnappings, because there's no loan, people cannot carry out trade. Is there. There was a preacher when they asked him what's agenda. He said agenda is a short-term language, and that's why the thing does not work. It's in public domain. I posted it on Facebook page. So it's not like I'm trying to make up stories.
Yes,
I don't do such. I don't peddle false truths or half truths. So I believe that the man does not require capacity. But however, the APC appears to have the muscle to bully anybody to submission. Of course, they are the ruling party. They're the ruling party. And the state. Most importantly, Monday Okpebolo has taken the election very personal.
Yeah, he has been on the campaign train.
At a very personal level. I doubt if he has taken governance this seriously. Because the man had come and probably to say, hey, this election, we are winning all the 300 and something wards. We are taking all the wards, taking all the units, and it's going to be 5/5. And then you see the shared desperation. Even when he became office, he started making a statement of delivering 202.5 million votes
for President Tinubu in 2027. And we are seeing in 2025.
And he had repeated that thing more often than he has repeated.
Every of his campaign, he repeats it. Yeah.
Not just campaign, even while he's in government house, you will say 2.5 million votes, 2.5 million. He goes to Abuja, 2.5 million votes. It's not the song, as though it was because of 2.5 million votes that people voted for him to become governor. And beyond that, we saw the alliance, the unholy alliance between the security officers and the Independent National Electoral Commission in the last 2028
there was a news this morning that the REC is even saying that on the papers that he is not afraid of redeployment. That's Professor Onugbu Monoha.
We are with the People's Democratic Party clamored for his removal because he is known to be a relation of Wike, a cousin to Yeso Wike.
So they said from another quarter.
No, whether I say so they said, I won't verify that it's a lie. As the man denied that he's not related to Wike, he has not denied. So he is a family associate, a ally of Wike. Okay. And we saw the way that unholy alliance played that in the last election in 2024, where there was attract manipulation, that is still being acclaimed by international experts and civil society experts as one of the most fraudulent elections that Nigeria has had since the return of democracy in 1999. And we have said that if we're going to go into this by-election again, a playing field should be made available. That is to say, the resident Electoral Commission should be redeployed and a fresh face be brought so that at least it will not suffer undue influence.
Don't you think even if a fresh face come, it can also be manipulated?
Then negotiations will now start all over again. Okay. Because already, if I've done a fraudulent business with you before, we now have a standing
start another contractual
so
agreement again.
Yes.
Okay.
And they may not have the necessary time to perfect that plan before they go to war. And by twist of fate, a probability may just come that they will bring a resident Electoral Commission that perhaps has some sentiment, some humanity in him that will say, no, sir, let us go to the field and let the will of the people count.
They might redeploy that again.
They might just a thinking.
Okay.
And but we see that but since they've not redeployed the man is still there. His association Wike is known. Mondo Pueblo is now more determined than ever. They have the state resources. We've seen all manner of intimidation. There's no doubt about that. They've been locking shots of PDP stakeholders. First of all, they started with Marcos Onobu. They attacked his house, told him he was a cultist. The man had to decamp to the People's Democratic Party. All of that boys, even as that to councillor. I say even people that own corner shops in People's Democratic Party, their shops have been barricaded. They say marked for demolition until they go and decamp to go into many of them hotels just because they want to harvest all the members of the opposition into the All Progressive Congress. That desperation does not appear. I'm not talking of big politicians with big hotels. Yeah. I'm talking of people former councillors, former supervisory council, former SSA.
Former SA like you.
Not even special advisor, former
special assistants
who were receiving 90,000 in government because they had clerks or perhaps they were able to mobilize. Their corner shop where they sell things to survive their family have been closed down. I have one that was closed for almost 6 days. Till now, the guy is still struggling.
In Edo Central.
In Edo Central, in Ekpoma. Even with Uli Ekpoma, in Ward 10, the only people left in People's Democratic Party are people who don't have store or land or house. People who survive only on farming because there was no way to penetrate those ones. So all of this desperation leads to nowhere. Because the man you are even bringing in does not have the capacity to bring home the dignity of democracy.
But he said he has done a lot for the people of Edo Central.
Well, maybe that's a discussion for us. I don't attack. If you push me now, I may want to speak about him. You say I'm attacking him. So let me allow that one fly. Okay. So putting all this together, and then we see that the playing grid is not, the ground is not level. There's no. And mind you, the same Edo Central was won by PDP in the last 2024 elections. Election, PDP swept the Edo Central. While Mondo Pueblo was a sitting senator and the candidate of the APC, he lost the senatorial district. The same thing with Dennis Idausa. While a sitting federal house of lawmaker and a deputy governor candidate, he lost Ovia woefully. So when they come with this, their bracado force that we're going to beat you, I ask them, if not for ringing, if not for intimidation, how do you not think you can win?
It has been in the history of Nigerian politics over the years that rigging has been there.
Rigging has been there. Now, this debase, this perverse, this perfected. To see that even INEC, we create a loop. Because there are many problems within the institutions that I must say that have been brought to light. Because during the last 2027 general election, there were reforms that were made. 2022, the 2024 electoral reforms with the hope and aspiration that was going to reshape and reposition the 2022 electoral system. Yeah. But many of those things fell flat. Because we see that INEC, because the constitution gives INEC the authority to make electoral laws and guidelines, procedural laws and guidelines on how the election will be managed. INEC will sit down and put guidelines together. INEC will go to the field and break the guidelines. And when you go to court, the court will tell you that the INEC guidelines are not admissible in court. That is to say, INEC is an irresponsible entity before the law. INEC will say, this is how we will do the election. There will be electronic transmission of votes. And when you take the word of INEC to court, it does not stand. Because INEC is seen to be, in quote, an agbaya, who will say something and not keep to it. Because they will tell you that the guidelines, the electoral guidelines as produced by INEC is not in the Electoral Act. But the Electoral Act empowers INEC to make laws
under the electoral guidelines.
That will guide their affairs. You see all these indiscretions is irritating. Even the issue of nomination of candidates. If you go to courts, they will tell you that the Supreme Court will tell you clearly, explicitly, that nomination of candidates is an affair, is an internal party affair. That irrespective, as long as the national chairman, the national secretary submit your name, that name will fly. They will tell you that. So because Nigerian politicians now know that arrangement, that primary is a political affairs, It has given room for all manner of political illegality and rascality. We've seen imposition of candidates. We saw what happened in Yobe North when Ahmed Lawal bought form to run for presidency.
Yes.
And later returned to Senate after
Senate.
primaries have been done because his name was submitted by the national chairman. We saw what happened in Akwa Ibom when Senator Akpabio, who are contesting for presidency, you fought for presidency, you contested in the primaries. All of a sudden, that is your name. Now go back to Senate. So we see this lacuna. See, let me tell it to you. There's no doubt about it. Nigeria democratic process has been broken into pieces, into shreds, to give room for their manipulation so that they can going to tell Nigerians who will lead them at any point in time.
Okay.
That is not all. There are many others. Do you believe, as I speak to you today, if you follow the electoral process, they will tell you that a ballot paper that is not signed and stamped is invalid.
Yes.
But I bet if you go to court, they will tell you
that is what the law says. That's what the Electoral Act says.
That's what the Electoral Guidelines say, not the Electoral Act. If you go to court today, prove me wrong. If a ballot paper is a stamped ballot paper,
even without
the signature of the presiding officer, without the stamp, without the date, it is considered valid. That was how Opus Odima became president, governor. He brought a bag load of votes and said INEC excluded me because he was able to show that INEC excluded even if his own 5 votes.
Stamped, without signature.
Without signature, without stamp, those ballot papers were just only thumb printed. But the court says that as long as you can show that those ballot paper was among the book of ballots that was sent to that polling unit, it is valid once it's being used in that election. Okay. There are many more. Is it RF? When INEC said that there will be electronic transition of results, then the court came back and said, no, RF is not a collation system. RF is not part of the collation system. RF is just for viewing purpose. Nigerians will just go there and view results that it has no impact. It's not admissible by the law. I see that one. Is it? There are many indiscretions within the Nigeria, littered between the Nigeria that we are begging for reforms, and they are deliberately going into this 2027 election without addressing those illegalities, so that they will have those opportunities to mastermind and to destroy the electoral process. Okay. What we are seeing in those states is still not different. They are repeating the same process, trying to stifle the average Nigerian man, trying to destroy the last hope of the common. Because if we cannot elect our leaders, on what basis do we now hope to thrive? On what hope do we now bear to emerge? So that's been the challenge we've had. There are many. If we want to go into electoral reforms and the challenges, it's going to be a whole day discussion.
All right. Frank Amego, let me now come to you. He has said so much about the candidate and also a little bit he touched on the electoral umpire. But let's look at the citizens, who are the population that really votes. Over the years, we've seen how citizens have bought. When I say bought, now just give somebody 5K. The person thumbprints for the other party. They said there will be a camera somewhere where you have to raise your hand and show them, the ballot paper and say, I voted for your party. The people, don't you think it's high time the people themselves realize that the highest a politician can give to you in today's election, in reality, is 20,000 naira. You and I know that 20,000 naira cannot buy you 10 liters of fuel. Yeah, 10 liters of fuel.
It can.
It can't, right? Okay.
It can.
Okay, 20,000. Okay, let's say 10 liters of fuel, but it can't buy you 15 liters.
20.
20,000 naira.
It can.
It depends on where you're buying from anyway. Okay, 20,000 naira cannot feed a family of 4 for 1 week.
Depends on the diet.
Let's be realistic. It depends on the family. But let's look at but it depends on the family.
Ask him your family. Let's be can 20 feed your family for 1 week?
So let's look at the people now. On a very serious note now, let's look at the people. Shouldn't they be resisting this little stipend from politicians?
They can't. I don't have enough energy now. I would have also turned to the page of lamentations.
Just like a schedule.
I want to go on arts now. Okay. So maybe from arts, I just rush to revelation. So what I'm saying here is commonly, it's not just those states.
Yeah.
By-elections are not taken seriously. By-elections with a lot of holes everywhere is for the major political party on ground to have sway over anything. So there is a voter apathy. Like in Edo State now, only one political party, I hear their jingles regularly. Only PDP. Only APC.
APC, but there are more than one.
Yeah, but only APC, I will hear jingles. PDP, whatever party, I don't know what those are contested. For APC, I know the 2 candidates of their constituency and Edo Central. Yeah. The rest, I don't even know them. I can't even guess. So now there's this apathy.
Already?
Yes, there is. And the election is holding 2 days from now.
Yeah, 2 days away.
A lot of persons are not even aware. We can blame that on the government to give a proper orientation, or the those state independent electoral commission to educate the electorate. It's not there. So what you're going to see will be one-sided, obviously one-sided. If I'm allowed, I can preempt the results.
Okay, let's not preempt. Yeah, we have to wait.
Yeah, but I can, by opinion. APC will win both sides.
No, let's wait.
Okay.
Let's wait. Things might turn out different from what you're saying.
I've seen
things might
somebody in PDP, he doesn't even know what's happening.
A PDP member?
He doesn't know what is happening.
He's not a card-carrying member then.
How many cards? One.
One card.
He has.
Okay, he has.
He has.
Okay, you're sure?
I'm
valid,
sure.
Valid card.
He doesn't know what is happening.
Okay.
Justify the apathy. Nobody is interested. Even 1,000 naira now, somebody will vote.
With 1,000 naira?
1,000 naira.
That's my transfer fare to work.
Yes.
Not to and fro. I mean, coming to work alone.
I'm telling you, the way poverty is in Edo State or in Nigeria by extension, 1,000 will vote.
For 1,000.
Or just beg, vote for me.
That's not up to $1, you know.
Leave dollar out of this matter.
No, I'm just trying to tell you how the exchange
they will vote, right, I'm telling you.
Okay.
Because this by-election is not popular. So a lot of persons will not even vote. Will not vote. So they have the what do you call it, the list of voters.
Yeah.
They have the total number of voters. So they can just use that to manipulate it.
Okay.
So obviously there will be manipulations.
Okay.
Nothing happens.
Let's not preempt, like I said.
It's the obvious truth.
Let's not preempt. Shadrach, let's now look at the gap that has been created for the past 8 months, both in Edo Central and in Ovia. The person who eventually wins, we are not preempting. I don't know who will win. You don't know who will win.
I know already.
No, okay. That's your personal take. So we'll have to wait till Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening, as the case may be, on the 17th.
Could have been Saturday evening too.
Possibly.
Just one local government.
Okay, let's just give them Sunday.
Yes.
By Sunday afternoon, we already know the winner. What should the person who eventually wins do to bring the dividend of democracy that the people did not have for 8 months? That's like almost 9 months, pregnancy months. And we know what 9 months is for a woman who is pregnant. She has passed through a first trimester, what they call it, and all that. Yeah. She's ready to go to the labor ward. What should the winner of Edo Central and Ovia do for the people to attract more dividend of democracy for the 8 months that they never had?
You know, the issue of, first of all, it will take time for them to settle in. They can't just go.
Do they need to settle again?
Of course, they have to settle in. You can't just send somebody for the first time to go to Abuja to represent you at Senate. A man who has never been there all his life. And you discover that
Ovia has been there.
No, for a candidate, not the person going. You don't know. You cannot preempt that the person will win.
And I don't want to go to Omosede.
We'll come back again.
Don't worry.
Okay, we'll come back.
Let's come back after the result.
I don't want to go into the Ovia and say I'm technically living the Ovia.
Yeah, living Ovia because you are going to
I don't want to bomb Omosede in his father's television.
Shut
So that won't be as though I am coming here to I'm kind of civil now.
We are talking about the candidate. Now.
So let me see if in that, you persons can't just go to the National Assembly and all of a sudden you expect them without taking a couple of months to. Okay. They don't even know what the job is all about. Okay. Many of them don't know their offices, they don't know what is available. One was saying it was going to bring loans. Like I told you, I was saying it's going to attract loans to trade, a lot of this, going to do loans. And once they have petty, it doesn't have an idea of what is happening there. It's clear and obvious. So the man will have to go there, they have to get to school the man, look for one small adult education for political office holders so that the man can begin to acquaint himself with the ropes of
the rudiment of the.
So you agree will win?
No, I'm not saying that if such a man, because let me tell you, when you say I agree with win, if we ask, is the election free, fair, and credible? He has told you that he knows who will win because he knows the election will not be free, fair, and credible. Yeah. He knows that there will be voters party. Because the truth is this, they have weaponized poverty. The All Progressive Congress has been able to weaponize poverty. When Tinubu came on board, all the palliatives that the Nigerian people were enjoying, he deliberately removed every single one of them. He started with fuel subsidy. He said today, fuel subsidy gone. And I bet you in less than 48 hours, fuel jumped from 200 and something naira. It went straight
190 something actually.
Went straight to almost 1,000 naira plus. Then after that, he went to the education. He said, okay, in this educational system, you remove the education loan, school fees rose.
There's nail fund.
No, let me tell you, first of all, there was no nail fund.
Yes.
See, if there was school fees increment before nail fund.
That's true.
Listen to me. Yeah. You are not kids. You can't be being stupid every time. True. Somebody goes and takes away what you are, increases your rates, and comes back and tell you cannot come and borrow to survive, and you say it's a good thing. What was happening before? The person who gave you that palliative to ensure that you're able to pay school fees, your parents could afford school fees at about 20,000 or 30,000. Another man comes in office, jacks it out by 80,000.
When you said 20,000, that's too expensive. When I was in Unity, I was paying 12,000 naira.
So now they are paying about 70-something or 80,000. And I come back and tell you there's no fund. Don't you see that it's just a wax, a shame? It's irritating that they think that we Nigerians don't have sense, we can't think. Beyond that, he went to the electricity. So he has perfected poverty. The naira dollar has fallen down so drastically that they are telling that dollar is available. But can you afford it?
Can you buy?
They're talking about inflation. Inflation is at 33%.
They said it's 22 now.
Or what's the proof?
Exactly.
They come out with dubious. They come out with dubious.
Their figures.
Their figures.
They change the indices of calculation.
So when you see all these things, when APC has succeeded in perfecting and weaponizing poverty, because they now all the money they collected from all of these subsidiaries, whether it's oil subsidiary, whether it's education subsidiary, whether it's electricity tariff, whatever, whether it's they now also increase taxation.
Yeah.
All the money they are mopping out, they are squaring out somewhere so that on the day of election they can even afford to give you 30,000. Yes,
I would definitely.
They can afford to give you 50,000. I dare say they will have. They will have
Toyota Corolla.
No, they have the resources. They have the resources to move in that direction.
They do.
To ensure that you do not have a say or no becomes your leader. That indirectly Nigerian people will suffer for it. So let us not begin to assume. Of course, they have the force of intimidation too, and then they have the security architecture behind them.
So in essence.
No, I know he has
agreed with me.
He has admitted that there will be vote buying.
Okay.
There will be rigging. There will be suppression of votes. Yes. Which I know Mondo Pueblo has shown clearly that it's disposed.
It's alleging. It's alleging.
I said they have been locking people's store. They will come at the camp. If somebody can lock somebody's store and put back for demolition, is it to tell you to come and vote, to quash to vote, that will not be possible?
There could be reasons why the stores were locked, which they did not tell you the full details.
I have told you that it's marked for demolition. A store stands like this. The one to the left is open and operating. The one to the right is open and operating. Okay. The one in the middle is marked for demolition.
We have less than 2 minutes to round up this conversation.
So in a nutshell, when people say that the APC will win and they are commenting about it, I tell you it's because the election is not free, fair, and credible.
Okay.
Because if it's a free, fair, and credible election, no man can beat his hand on his chair and say my candidate will win. It's only the people that will have the financing. Okay. And I dare say these areas they are going into are not the strongholds of the APC.
All right.
They have no history over those places. By way of saying that we won the last time, we win again. They are strongholds of the People's Democratic Party. The candidates the PDP have presented are by far better than any of the candidates we've seen in the APC. Okay. One gone there before and failed and was kicked out, and they are returning the person now. The other one does not have the requisite capacity to make common sense, to administer over the affairs of a ward, let alone a senatorial district. So it is clear who the best man is. But because they believe that they can manipulate, they can thwart the will of the people, that's why they are hanking upon to say, yes, we will deliver 2.5 million votes. A non-realistic vote, because those states have never produced more than 600,000 votes since the return of democracy in 1999. So I wonder if person comes in public domain and mentions such an open, such a garrulous statement of 2.5 million votes, and people laugh and they clap to it.
It's like a statement that is just normal now in a 2.5 million votes.
That's because they are trying to nudge you to believe that when they're able to now ring, when they're not able to mobilize the chickens, the goats, the cows, to now vote for that election, your man will not be taken aback. Say, hey, this is different, you know. I bet you, one is saying that elections, is making the illusion that the elections, there will be low voters turnout. But I bet you, despite the low voters turnout, the APC will manufacture a humongous amount of votes to show that the Edo Central now has almost 1 million votes in preparation of 2020.
Okay, we have to go now. Lastly, your final words to the electorate.
Yeah, the electorate, they have the mandate.
Okay.
Let them truly vote their consciences.
Okay, vote their consciences.
Yeah, irrespective of whatever lobbying, because you come to a point that whatever bad government that is in place, whether you party to it or not, your conscience should judge you. Yeah.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining me on the program this morning. I appreciate your time.